Have you been given any assurances that Ukraine will have an equal seat at the negotiating table?
So I will never accept any decisions between the United States and Russia about Ukraine. Never. And our people, never.
Can you accept any peace deal that is cut without Ukraine?
No.
And do you feel like you have a seat at the table right now?
I not only count on it, I'm sure that we have to be there. Otherwise, it's not acceptable.
That was Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky earlier on NBC's Meet the Press, responding to concerns that his government was being left out of U.S.-led negotiations toward peace between Ukraine and Russia. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and Special Envoy to the Middle East Steve Witkoff will be going to Saudi Arabia this week to begin those negotiations with Russia. This afternoon, President Trump weighed in, saying Ukraine would be included.
Do you expect Zelensky to be involved in these conversations? What will his role be?
I do. He will be involved, yes.
Joining me now, Jonathan Lovitz, a former senior advisor in the Biden administration, and Tara Setmeyer, co-founder and CEO of the Seneca Project and a former GOP communications director. Tara, I'm starting with you. Do you believe Trump? We just heard President Zelensky saying, you know, there ain't going to be no peace deal without us. And then the president's asked, is he going to be invited? And he says, I believe so. Yeah, he'll be invited. Will he be invited?
The answer is no. Donald Trump is a lying liar who lies. This is the same guy who got impeached the first time over trying to impound money for Ukraine to use against its political opponent. He has sold Ukraine out completely to Russia. I suspect that Ukraine, if they are present at any point, will probably be after Trump and Putin have already struck a deal and forced them to accept it, which is a travesty. An absolute travesty. We should be 1,000% behind Ukraine and what the Ukrainian people have been doing, fighting for their own survival and democracy in Europe. And most Republicans, before they decided to completely sell out all aspects of foreign policy and doing the right thing, were supportive of us supporting Ukraine. And the money that goes to support Ukraine, 70% of it went to American defense contractors and companies for weapons that we would have had to get rid of anyway and paid to get rid of because they were going to expire. So, like, this whole thing about Ukraine and America first and all of that, that is a bunch of BS. It has nothing to do with that. It's about currying favor with Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump's bromance with him. That's what it's about.
And on that point, Jonathan, I'm going to play another comment from President Trump on the tarmac in Daytona about Putin and Zelensky. Watch this.
Do you think he wants the whole of Ukraine, or just what do you think he wants?
No, I think he wants to stop. That was my question to him, because if he's going to go on, that would have been a big problem for us, and that would have caused me a big problem, because you just can't let that happen. I think he wants to end it, and they want to end it fast, both of them, and Zelensky wants to end it too.
And so, Jonathan, he was asked about Putin and what Putin wants. I'm just wondering, do you think that President Trump is carrying Vladimir Putin's water? I mean, they did have a conversation earlier this week. I think it was their first one since his inauguration, or at least the one they told us about.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is the bromance extended internationally. This is the Musk-Trump administration doing everything they can to cozy up with their friends here and around the world. The problem that I see is extends so far beyond not just what's happening in Ukraine, but what this means for America's legitimacy on the world stage. How can you trust us as a foreign trade partner, a foreign partner in direct investment into security, whatever it might be, if we can't accept your word on this?
Right. That is an excellent point. Let's turn our focus domestically And Jonathan, you brought up Elon Musk. I want to put up this headline from the Washington Post. And this is records show how Doge planned Trump's DEI purge and who gets fired next. And I'm going to read this. Doge has planned for the Trump administration to trim staff from dozens of offices across the executive branch, including those that protect employees' civil rights and others that investigate complaints of employment discrimination in the federal workplace. Jonathan, you were in the Biden administration. You were at the Commerce Department. Just broadly speaking, have you heard from former colleagues who might still be there just how the Elon Musk dodgy wrecking ball is wreaking havoc across the federal bureaucracy?
It's horrific. I've spoken to so many colleagues, career civil servants who are still there, who are terrified for their own future, terrified for the work that they've done for the American people, in some cases for 20, 30 years. The problem with the wrecking ball is it's totally indiscriminate. They're making up each day a new reason to go after some community, some office, some network. But what I think most people are forgetting is the impact this is going to have is not to, quote unquote, drain the swamp in Washington. This hurts your grandma back home in the Midwest, in the Deep South, and out in the Pacific Northwest. Like, this has such direct impacts because the people who are being targeted, these aren't policymakers. These aren't people who are going in there thinking about how they're going to influence American power. They're there to push the paper and do the hard work, get the checks to grandma, fix the roads, get people the money that they deserve to keep living a well and healthy life. And it seems the antithesis of finding waste, fraud, and abuse, which is supposedly Doge's whole thing here, that we're also sending a whole bunch of Republicans to the Super Bowl and wasting how many millions of taxpayer dollars to circle around the Daytona 500. Mr. President, if you want to be the leader of the free world, start leading.
Hey, Tara, we've got less than a minute left, but I'm just wondering, at what point do you think that the impact, the real world impacts of the Musk wrecking ball will be felt by the American people?
As soon as the small business owner whose business depends on government contracts has to file for bankruptcy and lay off their local workers, as soon as our parents and grandparents don't get their Social Security checks, as soon as you see the unemployment rate skyrocket, as soon as the MAGAs wake up and realize that Doge is coming for you too. Elon Musk doesn't give a damn about you. He thinks you're a parasite. He said it. Go read his Twitter feed. So this is something that I think is incumbent upon Democrats in messaging. If they don't start explaining very easily how this impacts everyday workers, they're going to lose the plot. This is a very easy thing to message to the American people why this isn't good. Because if you look at the polling right now, the American people, a lot of them think, well, this is great. It's just an audit. It's just cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. No, it isn't. It's a decapitation of our government, and it impacts you every single day. And it's enriching Elon Musk, who gets $8 million a day while your grandmother lives on $65 a day. That's who you want in charge? They need to repeat this over and over again, because we're going to lose our government very quickly to Elon Musk, who is a welfare queen himself, thanks to our tax dollars.
Tara and Jonathan are they're gonna be with us in the next block. As always, Tara renders me like, ooh, Lord. But before we take this break.
It's our new Seneca Project ad. It's our new Seneca Project ad for a reason.